Greetings and welcome to this lecture on engineering mechanics. So in this lecture we will be starting with dynamics part related to engineering mechanics. So we had seen the syllabus before, and in that module number 5, if you notice over here, kinematics of particles. Okay, module number 6, it is kinematics of rigid body, and module number 7, it is kinetics of a particle. So basically module 5, 6 and 7 of your syllabus, this is module 4. Here this is older version of the syllabus. So this is module 4, this is module 5 and this is module 6. So 4, 5, 6 modules, these are related to dynamics part. Okay, and if you consider module number 5, here we have 4 parts. One is motion of particle. So this part will be translation motion and it is variable acceleration motion. Second part is curvilinear motion. Third part is motion curves, and fourth part is projectile motion. Okay. Now if you recall, you have already studied some part of this kinematics during your school and college days before as well. So we'll see what is dynamics. Dynamics is that branch of engineering mechanics which deals with the forces and their effects while acting upon the bodies in motion. So we consider bodies in motion and we study the effect of forces and the other parts like velocity, acceleration, displacement and so on. So all these things we analyze in dynamics. Now dynamics is divided into two branches, kinematics and kinetics. What is kinematics? It is that branch of dynamics which deals with bodies in motion without any reference to the forces which are responsible for the motion. So now we will be starting with kinematics part. Now if you see the syllabus part, we have kinematics of particle and kinematics of rigid body. And this particle and rigid body we have already defined in the previous lectures. Okay, so particle and rigid body we have already defined, and we will be going to study first kinematics of particle. Now if you see the dynamics part, in dynamics we have kinematics and kinetics, and in kinematics we have kinematics of particle and kinematics of rigid body. And if you see kinetics, we have kinetics of particle and kinetics of rigid body. So this is not there in the syllabus, kinetics of rigid body, we have kinetics of particle. Next we will see classification of type of motion. So if you consider type of motion, major there are 3 types: translation, then rotation and then plane motion. Now in case of translation we have rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. And in curvilinear motion again we have 2 types, projectile and simple harmonic motion. So we will be starting today with this rectilinear motion. Now next motion is rotational motion. Now this rotational motion means if all the particles of the rigid body moves in concentric circle, so that is called rotational motion. And there are 2 types in this: centroidal rotational motion and non-centroidal rotational motion. Now there are few examples of this. One example of centroidal rotation, it is fan. Okay, so fan, it rotates about the centroid, so that is centroidal rotation. So if you see the blade of the fan and each and every particle on that blade, it is rotating in concentric way. Okay, it is forming a concentric circle, all the particles will be in that way. Then other example is motor. Okay, if motor is there, that motor is rotating, so that is also example of this centroidal rotation. So motor shaft will be rotating, and if you connect anything to the shaft, it is rotating about that centroid. Then next is turbine. So you might have heard about hydraulic turbines. Okay, so water flows over the turbine and power is developed. So that is also example of centroidal motion. And next one is flywheel. Now this flywheel, it is used to store the energy that flywheel is, I'll show you the diagram of the flywheel. So flywheel is like a disc like this. Okay, it is a disc and it has mass. So it stores the energy in the form of inertia. So basically, whenever power is more, okay, this flywheel it will rotate, it will store that inertia, and when power is switched off, that flywheel is still rotating, so it will send back the power to the system. So that device is known as flywheel. Okay, and that flywheel, it also rotates about, if you see the each and every particle of the flywheel, it will rotate in concentric way. Okay, so that is also example of centroidal rotation. Now next classification is non-centroidal. So in non-centroidal we have pendulum bob. Okay, so that motion will be non-centroidal. Now next classification, here you can see plane motion is there. It is also known as general plane motion, which is combination of this translation plus rotation. So what are the examples of this plane motion? First one is point on a wheel of moving car. So that point, it will have translation as well as rotation motion. Then second example is sliding of ladder from its position against wall. So suppose this is a horizontal surface and this vertical is the wall and ladder is kept in this way. Now ladder slides down. So basically this point will move in downward direction, this point will move towards left. Okay, so this is trying to rotate. Okay, so this will be having a rotational as well as this point, if you see, it is having translation motion. So this is also example of general plane motion. What is the example? Ladder sliding down from its position against wall. Now next we will see rectilinear motion. So what do you mean by rectilinear motion? When the particle moves along straight line. Now here you have to understand that we are talking about kinematics of particle. So when we are defining rectilinear motion, we have to talk about particle only. When the particle moves along straight line, it is called rectilinear motion. Or when the path traced by particle is straight line, then the motion is called rectilinear motion. Now what is the example of this rectilinear motion? Car moving on a straight highway. Okay, so highway is straight and car is moving on the highway in straight way. So that is example of rectilinear motion. Next one is stone falling from the top of a building, lift traveling in a vertical well, train moving on a straight track. So these are some examples of rectilinear motion. One more example has been shown over here. So this is a rocket and the rocket undergoes rectilinear motion. Okay, so there is a condition, only if it undergoes rectilinear motion, then only you can express this displacement as a function of time, altitude, then velocity will be ds by dt and acceleration will be dv by dt. Now some important terms we will see in rectilinear motion. These terms are very basic and you already know these terms. So suppose here example has been shown, a center point is shown O over here. So what is position of this A with respect to O? It will be -3. Okay, so this is the meaning of position. So it is location of a particle, that is A, with respect to fixed point, say origin O. Now second is displacement. What is displacement? It is change in position of the particle. So what is the displacement? Suppose initial location is point A and final location is point C. So what is displacement of particle? It will be SC minus SA. Okay, it is shown over here, SC minus SA. So it will be -7 minus of -3 equal to -4 meter. So that will be displacement. Next, distance. What is distance? Is total path traveled by a particle from initial to final position. So suppose initial position is point A and final position is point C. So what will be distance? It will be AO plus OB plus BO plus directly O to C. So this you have to add and directly you will get 20 meters. So that is distance. Now velocity is what? Rate of change of displacement with so ds by dt, it will be what? Velocity, and speed is rate of change of distance. Now when you are writing this rate, no need to write here with respect to time again. Okay. Next we will see equation of motion. So motion with uniform velocity, x is equal to velocity into time. Then motion with uniform acceleration. So we have three equations. V is equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square, and v square is equal to u square plus 2as. So these three we won't be solving numericals during the lectures. Okay, but these are prerequisites, so you can go through the NH Dubey or MD Dayal, and from there you can solve few numericals related to this. So we'll move on to motion with variable acceleration. Then after that we have motion under gravity and motion curve. So we will be covering motion with variable acceleration. So next is variable acceleration motion. In short we call it as VAM, and it comes under rectilinear motion. So here you can understand I have given there are 4 cases. Okay, and based on these 4 cases we have to solve numericals on rectilinear motion, variable acceleration motion. So here you can see first case is acceleration is function of time. When this is there, so what you can write, what is acceleration? Acceleration is dv by dt, which is equal to function of time. So take this dt on right hand side, so you will get, and integrate on both sides, you will get integral dv is equal to integral f of t dt. Now when you integrate this, you will get v is equal to gt plus c. So this is relation between velocity and time. Now use boundary condition, it might be given in the question. If not, we have to assume that particle starts motion from rest and from origin. So in that case, when time is 0, v is 0, velocity is 0, and displacement is also 0. So in that case, we will get this constant as 0. So from there we can write v is equal to gt. V is function of time. Now what is this velocity? You can write down velocity as ds by dt. Now take this dt on right hand side, so and integrate. So what you can write, integral of ds is equal to integral of gt dt. So from here we will get s is equal to function of time, s is function of time plus another constant c1. So case number 2 we will see now. Acceleration is function of displacement. Okay. Now when acceleration is function of displacement, we have already written here acceleration. What is the equation of acceleration? Acceleration is dv by dt. And what is velocity? Velocity is ds by dt. So from here we can get dt. What will be dt? Dt will be ds upon v. So in this equation, if you substitute instead of this dt, ds upon v, so you will get this equation, v dv by ds. So basically what you have to do is, from this equation you will get dt is equal to ds upon v. Now substitute that in this equation, you will get, so this dv will remain as it is, so dv divided by ds upon v. So here we can write down v dv by ds. Now take this ds on right hand side, so you will get integral v dv is equal to integral f of s ds. Integrate it, so v is equal to function of s plus c. Now use the boundary condition, particle is starting motion from rest. So from there you will get c is equal to 0. So from there we can write down v is equal to function of s. Now velocity, you can replace this velocity by ds by dt. Now take this gs on left hand side and take dt on right hand side, integrate it. So you will get s is function of time and one more constant. So this is case 2. Now when to use which equation? Okay, it will depend on question. So you have to see the question. In question, for the rectilinear motion, variable acceleration motion, acceleration, why is it called variable? Because acceleration is function of something. So here acceleration is function of time. Here acceleration is function of displacement. Now in next case 3 and case 4, here you can see acceleration is function of velocity. So if that equation is given in the question, what is asked in the question and what you have to calculate, based on that you have to use the equation. So we'll see the examples later. Now we'll see case number 3. Acceleration is function of velocity. So acceleration can be written as dv by dt is function of velocity. So take this function of velocity on left hand side and integrate on both sides. So you will get velocity is function of time plus c. Apply boundary conditions, you will get c is equal to 0. So velocity is function of time and velocity can be written as ds by dt. And take this dt on right hand side. So you will get integral ds is equal to integral gt dt. Integrating on both the sides. So finally you will get displacement is function of time plus some constant. Case 4 is again acceleration is function of velocity. So in this case we will substitute acceleration as v dv by ds as we had seen in previous slide, equal to function of velocity. So on left hand side take this function of velocity in denominator. So here we will get v dv by function of velocity and you have to integrate equal to, right side we have integral ds. Now integrate this, we will get velocity is function of displacement plus some constant. Apply the boundary conditions where particle is at rest, it is just about to start. So constant will be 0. So we will get velocity is function of displacement. Then velocity is ds by dt, which is equal to function of displacement. Take this function of displacement, whatever the terms are there on left hand side in denominator, integrate on both the sides. So you will get displacement is function of time plus some other constant. Okay, so we'll see first numerical on variable acceleration motion. We'll read the question. A particle, so here you can see what is written, particle. Okay, so particle moving in the positive x direction has an acceleration a is equal to 100 minus 4v square. Okay, this is v square. So basically what is given here, acceleration is function of velocity. So this will be case of variable acceleration motion. From here you can understand from this equation. Determine the time interval and displacement of a particle when the speed changes from 1 meter per second to 3 meter per second. So we'll solve the question. What is given? Equation of acceleration is given. Acceleration is equal to 100 minus 4v square. So what is this acceleration? It is dv by dt. This will be equal to, take 4 common, so you will get 4 in bracket 25 minus v square. Now take this part on the left side denominator, okay, and take dt on right hand side. So here you can write dv upon this 25, you can write it as 5 square, right? So for now we will write down 25 minus v square is equal to 4 dt. Now integrate on both the sides. So we can write down integration of dv upon 5 square minus v square is equal to 4 integration dt. Now what are the limits? Speed changes from 1 meter per second to 3. So limits will be 1 to 3. And what we have to find here? Time interval. So for time interval, we will keep T1 and T2. So this will be T1 and T2. From here, we can calculate what is the time interval. Now here, we substituted value of acceleration. Okay, we used which case? Case 3 and case 4, right? Acceleration, when it is function of velocity, you can either write acceleration as dv by dt, or you can write acceleration as v dv by ds. Now since we have to calculate time, I have written dv by dt. Okay, so now here this part, either you can write down integration 1 upon a square minus x square dx. Okay, that you have already studied, a square minus x square dx. Using that you can solve, or directly you can put this in calculator, you will get the answer. Okay, so this part you have to directly put in calculator, divided by 4, you will directly get the answer, and that answer is T2 minus T1 is equal to 0.0245 seconds. This is first answer. Now how to solve this on calculator, we will see after the lecture. Now second part of the question, we have to find displacement of a particle. So we will use second equation. Acceleration is what? Acceleration, this equation we will write down 425 minus v square. Now acceleration we have to write down v dv by ds is equal to 425 minus v square. Now just take velocity on left hand side. So v dv divided by 5 square minus v square, integrate this, limit will be 1 to 3 is equal to 4 integrate ds. Limit is s1 to s2. So again you can calculate this part on your scientific calculator, divided by 4, so you will get s2 minus s1, which is equal to 0.0506. What is unit of displacement given in the question? Unit of velocity is meter per second. So unit of distance or displacement, it will be meter. So we have calculated both the answers. First is time interval and second one is displacement of particle when speed changes from 1 meter per second to 3 meter per second. So we'll see the next numerical now. A particle starts from rest from origin. So using this rest and origin, we can apply this to calculate constant. Its acceleration is given by a is equal to k upon x plus 4 the whole square meter per second square. Knowing that velocity is 4 meter per second, x is equal to 8 meter. Find first value of k, so this we have to find, and second position when velocity is 4.5 meter per second. So first is you have to calculate k, which is there in this equation, and second you have to calculate what is the position, that is x, when velocity value is 4.5 meter per second. Now here we have what is given, velocity is given and x is given. So how to solve this question? We will solve the first case. So case number 1, what is given? Acceleration is equal to k upon x plus 4 whole square. So we can write this acceleration as v dv by dx is equal to k upon x plus 4 whole square. Now take velocity terms on left hand side, take all the displacement terms on right hand side, so and integrate. So what we can write, integral v dv is equal to k is constant, integration of dx upon x plus 4 square. So here we will get integral v dv is equal to k. How to take this integration? Integration of x plus 4 raised to minus 2 dx. So solve this, you will get v square by 2 is equal to k integration of x plus 4 whole raised to minus 2. What is that? It will be x plus 4 raised to minus 2 plus 1. So minus 1 divided by minus 1 plus c. Now from here we can write down v square by 2 is equal to minus k divided by x plus 4 plus c. So this is equation number 1. Now what is given in the question? We have to apply boundary conditions. Particle starts from rest from origin. So x is equal to 0, v is equal to 0 is given. Given that particle starts from rest from origin. So here from here what you can write? X is equal to 0, v is equal to 0. Now substitute these values in equation 1. What we will get? Left hand side will be 0 equal to x is 0. So minus k upon 4 plus c. So from here we will get c value. C is equal to k by 4. This is 2. Now substitute 2 in 1. So what you can write? V square by 2 is equal to minus k upon x plus 4 plus substitute this value instead of c, k by 4 plus k by 4. Now what is the condition given in the question? Knowing that v is equal to 4 meter per second, x is equal to 8 meter. From here we can calculate that k value. So we'll write down, given when x is equal to 8 meter, velocity is equal to 4 meter per second. So substitute the values. Velocity is 4 meter per second, so 4 square divided by 2 is equal to minus k upon 8 plus 4 plus of k divided by 4. Okay. Now from here we can calculate k value. K value is 48. So this was the first question which was asked. Now what is second question? Position. So we have to calculate x when velocity is 4.5 meter per second. Now we have calculated that k value, so we can write final equation. So substitute k value in this equation so that you will get final velocity equation. So substitute value of k in, we will call this equation as 3. In 3. So what we can write is v square by 2 is equal to minus 48 by x plus 4, and on this side we have plus k by 4, so plus 48 by 4. So from here you can take this 2 on right hand side. So finally we will get this equation, v square is equal to, this will be this you have to divide and then multiply by 2. So you will get that value as 24 minus 96 divided by x plus 4. So this is next equation, equation 4. Now what is asked in the question? Position, that is we have to calculate x when velocity is 4.5 meter per second. So this equation is relation between velocity and x. So we'll calculate the second part. Second part is x, we have to calculate when velocity is 4.5 meter per second. Substitute the values. So 4.5 square is equal to 24 minus 96 divided by x plus 4. From here we can calculate x value, and x is equal to 21.6 meter. So we have calculated both the answers. So last numerical we will see of today's lecture. Now next question we will see the acceleration of train starting from rest. So this is important. Starting from rest at any instant is given by expression a is equal to 8 upon v square plus 1. Now from here you can understand that acceleration is function of velocity. So that is why this is case of variable acceleration motion, where v is velocity of train in meter per second. Find the velocity of train when its displacement is 20 meter. So you have to calculate velocity when displacement is 20 meter and its displacement when velocity is 64.8 kilometer per hour. Now please pay attention over here. What is the unit of this velocity given? Kilometer per hour. But what is the velocity unit for this equation? It is meter per second. So don't forget to convert this kilometer per hour to meter per second when you are solving the numerical. So we'll solve this question now. What is the equation given? Acceleration is equal to 8 upon v square plus 1. Now here basically we have to calculate x or velocity, x or s, whatever you call it, or you have to again in second part also it is x and velocity. So we won't write this acceleration as dv by dt, we will write it as v dv by dx. So what we have to calculate, we will write down first. First question is velocity when displacement is given as 20 meter. And what is the second question? Second question is we have to calculate displacement when velocity is 64.8 kilometer per hour. Okay, so we'll solve this question now. Acceleration can be written as v dv by dx. This will be equal to 8 upon v square plus 1. Take all the velocities on left hand side, take all the displacement terms on right hand side. So from here we can write down integral v in bracket v square plus 1 dv is equal to 8 integration dx. Now integrate this will become v cube. Okay, so v cube means it will become v4 v raised to 4 by 4 plus multiply this v inside over here, so we have v, integration of v will be v square by 2 is equal to, here we will have 8x plus c. Now multiply throughout by 4. So what we can write over here is v raised to 4 plus 2v square is equal to 32x plus 4c. Now one condition has been given that to calculate c, what is given? Acceleration of train. Now this train we are considering as particle starts from rest. Okay, so that condition we have to use. So what is given? From rest. What is meaning of this? And we will consider origin. So velocity is 0, x is equal to 0. So from here we can calculate constant value. So c is 0. So what is the final equation? V raised to 4 plus 2 v square is equal to 32x. This is the final equation. Now based on this equation we have to calculate two things. We will write down the first part. First part is we have to calculate velocity when x is 20 meter. So just substitute the values. So v raised to 4 plus 2v square is equal to 32 into 20. Substitute the values in the calculator. You will be able to calculate v from this. So from here velocity is equal to 4.9313 meter per second. Okay, and second question is we have to find x value when velocity is 64.8 kilometer per hour. Now please make sure that you are using same units which are given in the question. In question it has been said that for this equation unit of velocity is meter per second. So convert this 64.8 in meter per second. So this velocity is, how to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second? So 64.8 convert kilometer per hour to meters into 3 divided by 3600. So from here we can calculate velocity which is equal to 18 meter per second. Now substitute the values in the main equation which has been written over here. So what are the values? Velocity is given, so x velocity is raised to 4 plus 2 into 18 square is equal to 32x. So from here you can calculate x value. X value comes out to be 3300.75 meter, and you can convert this in kilometer. So divide by 1000, you will get x is equal to 3.3075 kilometer. So this will be your final answer. Now we'll see the calculation part. Okay, so we'll start with the calculation. What was that first equation? Let me check that. So what was that equation? So we'll see the first calculation. So integration, this integration you have to use. What is the limit given? So I'll put the first limit. Okay, it is on the bottom side. So press this bottom arrow. You will go over there. Then what is that limit? 1. And the upper limit is 3. So 1, 2, 3. Then press this left side. So from there you can go to this actual integration part. So that will be something upon something, right? So we will put the numerator upon denominator part. Now numerator is dv, right? So we'll keep it as dx over here. It is just representation purpose. So this will be 1 and divided by this denominator part. It was 25 minus v square. Now here v we are denoting as x in the calculator. So how to type this x part? You have to click this alpha and then x. So this is alpha x and then square. So you have to press this button, x square. So this way I have written this integral of 1 to 3 1 upon 25 minus x square dx. Okay, now note that in numerical this dx we are taking as velocity. So that is v. Okay, don't get confused. So here just we have to click equal to. So this answer I have got. Now this answer divided by 4 is equal to this answer which we had got. T2 minus T1 is equal to 0.0245 seconds. Okay, next calculation we will see now. Now there was an equation, last equation which we solved, no? That we will try to solve. So one equation was there, v raised to 4 plus 2v square is equal to 32 into 20. That equation we will try to solve by shift solve method. So understand that method now. Okay, so what we have to do, v raised to 4. So alpha, when you press alpha, here you will see a, alpha x. Now this you can see x raised to box is there. So that you have to press, and in that box you have to press 4. Then now right now the cursor is in the square part, right? In the power part. So take it in the normal plane, normal direction, and then what is the second part of the equation? Plus 2 alpha x square equal to, so alpha, you have to press alpha and then you have to press this CALC button. Over that you can see this red equal to is there. Alpha is also in red color. So when you press alpha and when you press any sign, any button, whatever red part is there, that will appear on the calculator. So this will be equal to, and right side it is 32 multiplied by 20. Write down this. Now next step is important. You have to click shift, then you have to click solve for x. So initial assumption value you have to keep over here. You can keep it as 0 or you can keep any random value. I'll keep it as plus 5 and then click equal to. So you will get this value as 4.9313. So that was that velocity. So one equation we have seen, velocity raised to 4 plus 2 velocity square is equal to 32 into 20. And we calculated that value velocity as 4.9313 meter per second. In this way, you can solve that using shift solve method.